Hi, I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach, and this is the Organize Your Life podcast. I am passionate about organizing because it makes my clients' lives so much easier, more relaxed, and with more time to spend the way that they want to. In every podcast, I will talk about an organizing, decluttering, or time management concept. I'll tell you why it's important. I'll also include an action step at the end so you can start practicing right away. My specialty is chunking down these big topics so they aren't overwhelming. That's the concept for the podcast, too. I'm now done with the material from my first book, 52 Simple Ways to Get Organized. You can buy my books on my website or on Amazon. You can also view the podcast show notes on my blog. I do this podcast to connect with people, and that means you. Let me know that you're listening. Shoot me an email at claire@cluttercoach.net. I would really love to hear from you. Okay, here we go. This is podcast 90, and it's about being human. I'm only human, of flesh and blood I'm made. I'm only human, born to make mistakes. I love 80s music, and that song in particular, and it's sung by the Human League. A bunch of humans, and that's my topic for today. I am only human, and I assume you are too. We have our systems and our technology, but since we are human, we're fallible. Sometimes our systems will fail because they're badly designed, but often it's really operator error, isn't it? It's inevitable. And that is why I always recommend finding the simplest and easiest systems. The ones that you can quickly get back on track or rejigger when you, the operator, muck them up for some reason. Any system that has a lot of moving parts or requires a high level of expertise to use is an accident waiting to happen, in my opinion. Just as the perfect diet can't make you thinner without help from you, the perfect system can't keep you organized or on time unless you participate. The best diet is the one you stay on. It may not be perfect, but you stayed on it and you achieved your goal. The best system is the one that works for the glorious, fallible you most of the time. If the perfect system that will keep us organized and on time all the time doesn't exist, what is a human to do? Tricks, hacks, and being okay with good enough, which is what most of my podcasts are about. We humans suffer from acrasia, which causes us to do stuff that we know is a bad idea. Acrasia is a Greek word. It's an ancient Greek word. That means we've known about this, about ourselves, for a couple thousand years, and probably before that. But before we had philosophers to describe it and be stumped by it. In case you thought the internet or cell phones were ruining life as we know it, rest assured, it was always ruined. The true source of disruption and distraction lives inside your head, and it always has. Acrasia isn't curable, but you can relieve its symptoms by embracing the tricks and hacks that I suggest. Those tricks can be as simple as setting your bedside clock 10 minutes fast to fool yourself into getting out of bed on time. You know it's a trick, but it still works. It works a heck of a lot better than trying to summon up the willpower to be a superior being who always springs out of bed the moment the alarm sounds. Like that's going to happen. I don't want to have to live up to that, do you? Talk about stress. When people find out what I do for a living, they usually ask, so, how organized is your house? My answer is, it is organized enough. I keep things simple enough so that when I put things away, it's pretty easy to do and it doesn't take much time. Also, I am willing to satisfice. I mentioned that concept a few podcasts back. It means to choose an acceptable option instead of holding out for a better one, which may not even exist, and anyway, I just don't have time to wait for it. Being human means accepting imperfection and moving forward anyway. Is the phone calendar that I use the best one? Probably not, but it works as well as I need it to, and I don't have time to research another one, let alone learn how to use it. Now, this is a big danger zone for many of my clients. They get excited about a brand new app and they spend hours reading about it and then learning about it. And in the meantime, they miss appointments because now they're using 2 calendars, or they forgot to press some button and it just didn't work. Or worse, they blew off writing that new book chapter or working on their big project proposal in order to fool around with this new gadget and get it right. Now that is really the bigger problem. Because at the end of the day, are you going to get where you want to go and reach your goals with this new app? Here's what you can do right now. Spend some time being human and reflecting on how well you're doing with this life thing. Not to be judgmental, but to make sure you're directing your time and energy to live the life you want to. This is big picture stuff, sure. But as I've said before, the only reason to be organized and manage your time well is so that your life will work better and be easier and more fun. Set yourself up so that when things go wrong, you can recover and keep going. Practice stepping back to check that you're still on course. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach. If you like the show, I'd love it if you leave a rating and review in iTunes. You can subscribe, too, so the podcast will be ready and waiting for you to listen to. You'll find the show notes on my blog at www.cluttercoach.net, and you can check out my store to find books I've written and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you're a fan of the show, you can become a patron on patreon.com for as little as $1 a month. You can find my page by going to the Patreon website, that's Patreon, and searching on Clutter Coach. I'll still post the podcast free of charge, but I've got some cool rewards for folks who want to help me make the show even better. Come back next week for a new podcast.